Right now at 5, new data is revealing Columbus police underreported violent crime for years.
You have these cases that over the course of years have fallen through the cracks just as to statistical reporting. Again, these cases were all worked using data around the division.
Tonight, Columbus police say they haven't reported more than 150,000 incidents to the state in the past decade. Those crimes include rape, felonious assault, and theft. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Angela Ann.
And I'm Doug Petcash in for Yolanda. Tonight, Crime Tracker 10's Lacey Crisp sat down with CPD's command staff to ask how this error happened and what CPD is doing about it tonight.
Lacey joining us now live from Columbus Police Headquarters. So Lacey, tell us more about this.
165,000 case reports were not submitted to the state, which means violent crime in some years was much higher than what CPD had reported.
I think we need to be transparent with what we find, even if it, gives us a little bit of a black eye. We are committed to improving ourselves, and we're not going to hide from the fact that we have issues.
Columbus Police Deputy Chief Tim Myers explains CPD was wrong. He says the division took a serious look at crime reporting to focus its data-driven policing when reports that were pending were never counted but were later found.
But because it's been going on since 2013 to varying degrees, the number is significant, and so we didn't want to just fix the issue and not tell people about it. We wanted to make sure that those of us who are paying attention to crime in Columbus have all the information about the impact.
The software system CPD uses was put in place in 2013. From that year through 2015, CPD reported violent crime was down. Recently, CPD found pending reports and has realized violent crime was up during that time. He wants all victims and families to know that even though the numbers may be wrong, all crimes were investigated.
This did not affect casework. This is purely a statistical issue. This is not an operational issue. So the cases that we're talking about were reported, were investigated, people were charged with crimes, people went to prison.
Of the offenses that were not included are 18 murder counts, more than 2,300 rapes, and nearly 5,000 felonious assaults.
What is the public supposed to take away from this when CPD announces we haven't accurately reported the crime that's happened in the city?
I can understand where the public might be frustrated with hearing this news. I certainly was when I discovered it. But I also think it's important to recognize that we are discovering this because we are taking a serious look at how we're doing business.
As the founder of the Mothers of Murdered Columbus Children, Melissa Thomas St. Clair has studied the stats and says it's crucial for CPD to accurately report what is happening in the community.
Because when you're talking about victims and numbers, families have the right to have that reported. So whatever prevention can happen or intervention based on the data needs to happen.
Myers says the division is working on updating the stats, but he says that can take months.
At the Division of Police, we are committed to continuous improvement. Sometimes that means asking difficult questions, even if we might not like the answer, and then being transparent with what we find.
And I asked Myers if CPD is facing any kind of penalties for misreporting these statistics. He said no, but he said the division may have missed out on some grant funding from the higher crime reports. Reporting live, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.